you know, happy Sunday. Hope you have. Oh, I don't know. Actually, my phone is charged up. Yeah. Um, I hope you're still pleased with your event the other day and how things went. And I saw on there on IG today different videos. It's funny because it's there were so many people with their phones out trying to get last pictures with you before before I think her name is Mrs. Vet, if I'm not mistaken. Had to help you get going and leave. But it just shows you how much it just shows how much you care about your fans and wanted to make it special for them, um, for coming to support the event. So um, I did see what you said is as they were all surrounding you. I saw what she said, but yeah, it was a little bit getting intense. It was a little crazy, but it just shows how much you're appreciated for your uh, not just your work, but your creativity and your heart. And so if you know, considering it's very difficult to have that type of personal interaction with you, because it's not like you're doing like back in the day, back in when we first started out, when you were able to do um, fan meet and greets. You can't really do that much anymore. So what they were able to get before you left was really special. So, and I can tell based on the pictures that they took and how many smiles were around you, how much they were grateful for um, the program and the event and the chance to be there. Excuse me though. There's something I want to tell you. I've been thinking about this for some time. I've been trying to figure out how to put it. One thing is, it's two things. One of them is, I'm sorry, it's a very loud aircraft in the background there at this time of night. I'll show you. It's not daytime outside. That's my light reflecting off. It's dark. It's like they should be sleeping right now. Why are we flying aircraft? Anyway, I was gonna say, oh, I remember. The first thing was I was asking you to pray for me. And one of the things I was needing help with a lot was time management. I have to learn that. I'm not gonna say I don't. I'll just put it like that. I sometimes, as you already know, because I'm not very organized, I have a hard time setting priorities, and so things get pushed to the side and don't happen. And I'm not talking about you, because definitely that's not the case when it comes to you. I'm very consistent, or I try to be as much as I can, at least to give you something every day. And I don't mean that in the sense of just for the sake of checking the box. That's not the case, because if that was the case, I would make shorts every time, and I could care less about making shorts. I'd rather talk to you and get everything I have to say out. And but what I've noticed is because of that lack of um, discipline, if we're honest, and um, that weakness, I would call it, because of that, it's transferred over in certain parts of my life where I don't want it to. And so, what I want to do is I'll work on it by, I want to say June. I want to say June. I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Because I know if I include you in what I'm thinking about doing, it'll definitely make me more proactive. Because it's not about me at that point. It's about you. And that's more important to me than just doing it for myself and my sake. Between you and my mom and my brother, my niece too. So you four really. But definitely you of the I'll just put that's true in that order. Well, you and my mom are tied. Maybe my mom a little bit more. Then very close second you, then my brother, then my niece. But I want to do something that'll really keep me focused. And so what I'm thinking of is using our communication and our connection and really our time together at when we do these. And I will have to tell you a certain number, and I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. Because part of me wants it to be part of it needs traction before I explain too much, because I know if I were just speaking directly to you, I would tell you, but I know that that's not the case, so it's hard for me to put it in words where it's just for you. And I'm sorry if it sounds so cryptic in terms of how I'm explaining it. I'm still trying to get I'm trying to figure out the best way of saying it without being I'm trying to think of the best way of saying it while still excuse me, while still I'm sorry, I'm sleepy too, so I took my medicine a while ago. I want to say this. I want to have the best way of saying it while still remaining privacy for us. And so I think the only way I can do it is to say, for example, I think I'll say it like that. So for the rest of this month, I will set aside 2 hours for two different things. Um, yeah, from now to June, yeah. Um, it's a minimum. We'll put it for April. We'll keep it for April from now, and then as the months go, as we get closer to June, things may change. But I'll just say for April now because we're going into, I want to say, the third week. April, let me see. Oh, second week, second full week. Okay. Yeah, that's how I'll say it for now. I would like to create, and I'll say it in this way so it'll be more of a more have a little bit more detail to it. So I'll say it like this, so it's not so open-ended. I'll say, I would like to develop 2 habits over the course of this month. This is me setting a goal for myself, and you're going to be my accountability buddy. And what I'm going to say to it is, I have 2 different habits I would like to develop, and I will work on those habits for a minimum of 2 hours for each. I already know what they are, but that part I don't want to disclose just yet, because sometimes when you, and I know you know how this works plenty, because sometimes when you, what is it? It's, you have more power in, especially when people aren't for you. It's better that you keep certain things a mystery. And so I just want you to pray for those 2 habits and for me to be able to do them for 2 hours all this month. And I will let you know every single day how they go. It is, I want to say, a little after 9 now. It's 9:30. Let's see. My iPad's right there. 9:33 on Sunday, the 12th. And a part of me being able to do what I'm mentioning is to be better with my sleep pattern. So I'm about to get ready for bed. I did look at your pictures again today, like I mentioned, and I saw, like I mentioned yesterday, I saw the video with you and Jordan, as well as the video of you leaving, as well as pictures people had of you at the event. No, hold up. Oh, compilation videos people have had of you that they put on IG. One person had different pictures of you, like 18 pictures, and they had the Chimamanda Flawless song in the background, and I saved that one. And then there was another one that had I'm That Girl, and they had pictures of you during the event in that one too, and I saved that one as well. And then there was another one on my feed that had the background video for Kitty Cat, and I saved that today too on my IG. So I have been looking. It's just that tonight has been. I would like to start. I have to start. I have to start being more. As much as I would love to stay up a little bit longer, I could honestly probably go for another hour and a half talking to you about your pictures. But I know if I'm going to keep my goal, I have to get my rest. If I get my rest, then tomorrow is a different story, and we can work with that. And the good thing is, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so I'm hoping that that'll be better. I really apologize for letting you down. I know you've worked so hard to get the pictures up and everything, so please don't think I'm unappreciative or don't care. Lord knows I definitely don't feel like that. I definitely don't want you to feel like that either, because that's not how I feel at all. I'm very grateful. I want you to know that. And I did see what you had, not just on your website, but on I have to check your IG. I haven't checked your IG name on I haven't checked your account on IG yet. I only saw pictures other channels had, other accounts had. And another thing I want to mention, there's a couple of things. I wish the other thing is, if my iPad worked to be able to show your site, it would be a lot easier. But because I have to use my computer, I don't have a lot of privacy down there, and I like to have my privacy when I talk to as much as I can. That's why I talk to you in my room. I'll do a 360 so you see. So you start down here. Hey. This is I told you about that. My niece, she made one of these for me. My nephew's is downstairs by my there's I think he did too. One of them is, I think he made it for my dad, for his granddad. And I think that one's one of the what do you call those things? What's the furniture name for it? Not desk or dresser. It's in an open area. I don't think you would call it a cabinet necessarily. I don't know what you would call it. It's not a table. I don't know. I don't know these things. I don't know a specific name for it, but it's a any word I use is just gonna show my naivety when it comes to furniture. It has drawers, and it's sitting on top of that furniture piece downstairs. But I do have another one that he made, and that one's by my computer that you might have seen yesterday with the red and the orange and yellow. He made that one. I put that one next to my by my computer downstairs, but the one that she made me, I keep up here. Right here. Other than that, I have lamp, pictures, pillow from my brother, other stuffed animals from my brother from Valentine's Day. My brother has given me over the years. A Ivory Coast, what's the name of the tribe? Zauli, Zaouli from the Ivory Coast. I think it's their I feel like that's what the purple guy right here. right there. That's what it feels like to me, but I'm not for certain, for sure. Then over there, you have a red cup that does not have liquor in it. I promise. Not tonight. I don't drink. I can't, unfortunately. I can't drink liquor like that. I can have certain drinks, but I think it's things that don't have a high alcohol content because of what I have to take in terms of my medicine. So because of that, especially if I go to bed and I have to and I take the medicine's supposed to make sorry, I'm just talking fast. This medicine makes me tired, and because of that, it's already they put it on the label that you're not supposed to, you know, you can't do certain things because of how it makes your body tired. So yeah, so I only put water in there. As a matter of fact, I think there's water in there right now. Let me see. Oh no, I drank it all. And then I have some things here. And a bottle of water here. This I got from my brother for another Valentine's Day. It's a heart-shaped Valentine's Day gift. I feel like I might have showed you that, but this is what it came in. That's how it looks. And this is my brother's tumbler that he let me have for my birthday. That he gave me for my birthday. This was from high school and needs to be implemented as soon as possible. And then I have some things on the floor that need to be washed, so some of them haven't been worn yet. I can't show it to you because it's you know, that's for certain people to see. And because that's not even certain people, only for one person to see. As a matter of fact, hopefully we will fix this in editing. All right, the next thing I wanted to show you is my up here I have all these different pictures from my niece, and then me and my brother. This is my great grandpa. He was the one that started the oh, so can you see it? Yeah, right here. He's Levi Pearson. He's the one that was part of the Brown versus Board of Education. How he was the one that initiated everything in South Carolina for Clarendon County, and yeah, it was he. You know, looking back on, my mom was mentioning today how between him and then my actual grandfather, his son, my great grandfather's son, my mom's dad, how they were so adamant about people standing up for their rights and knowing what they were and not being okay with just whatever people gave you, no matter if it was white people, no, whoever it was, just you are just as capable, not necessarily just capable, you are just as worthy, as I'm trying to say, as others to receive equal rights, equal opportunity, equal pay, equal services, and even though my great-grandfather was a part of the Brown versus Board of Education for Clarendon County, South Carolina, my grandfather, mom's dad, was a part of, and her mom were a part of trying to get people to the polls. And he would drive them from all over. And my grandmother, my mom's mom, my mom told me this today, She was just saying that my grandma would keep track of who's been to the poll, who had already voted, and who needed to go. And based on that list, my grandfather would get proactive and tell certain people, all right, you go this way and get them, I'll go there and you go there. And just the organization and just knowing that, you know, you don't realize what you have until that's not what I'm trying to say is don't be we should never be casual or try to be just casual. Just don't be casual about things that are that not everybody wants you to have. Hopefully that makes sense. What I'll see if I can explain it better. Having civil rights is a gift, even though for us it's like, you know, I'm hoping you understand my meaning. Because I'm a little tired, so it might not sound very cohesive, or it may not come across well, but I'm hoping you understand. It's just, how do I put it? To us, civil rights are the reason why we have so much that we have. But it wasn't always the case, so don't take it for granted is what I'm trying to say. Because there are so many that came before us that, and I was reading Representative John Lewis, his book talking about the movement and what all they went through, and the bombing of the bus, and the staying in jails and being beaten and just harassed, and nearly dying from being being locked in a store at a counter, at a lunch counter, and the owner or the boss, the manager at the time, pumping a what kind of chemical was it? A chemical for, was it pesticides? I'm sorry, my memory sometimes. I think it was something to do with whatever it was a certain chemical the person was pumping into the place where they were locked into, and they could barely breathe because it was so it was that much of a strong chemical for killing bugs or whatever. It was like something along those lines. And if you think about, like, and people nowadays, we take for granted being able to go to the movies, just like your mom was saying in her book. Being able to eat where we want, being able to travel however we want. Like, he was going from doing the freedom rides, going from the north into the deep south on a bus. And even though they had passed the law saying that you couldn't, it's against the law to deny desegregation, the fact of the matter is you go down south, and at that time it was unfathomable in terms of the amount of hate, unbelievable. But that's what the environment was, and we're coming around a country because of the fact that we see, because of how things have been, over the past couple years now. But, you know, it just makes you really appreciate things that if we take for granted, we could lose. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Because, nothing's guaranteed. And, we only have because of the fact that someone fought for us to have it. Not because, others thought we deserved it. It's because of those John Lewises, those Martin Luther Kings, those Frederick Douglasses, those Kennedys, those another one, Rosa Parks, those Black inventors thinking of things to make our lives easier so that we didn't have to work as hard in plantation homes. And even though others took the credit for the patents, at least for the sake of their families and their loved ones, we didn't have to do laundry a certain way all the time, or have to, was another one. There's so many patents, goodness gracious. But because of the desire, and I think that's the other thing too, when you have a reason, you have a why. Eric Thomas talks about that all the time, the motivational speaker. He said, you have to have a strong why. And because the why was the why for those inventors were, I don't want my parents or my children to have to do this anymore. For if I can figure out a way to make a washing machine, or make a dryer, or make a the black patent, any black patent really, so many different ones, but just to say, just to have that drive, like, if it helps one, then I'm grateful. And if it helps somebody that's close to me not have to work as hard anymore at something that is, in terms of G, my 4 threes, my favorite number, and your number, and your favorite number, 1, 2, 3, 4, as a turn of 33, 44. But yeah, so it's just, and then passing it on to the next generation, like, you guys don't have to do this anymore because we thought of things that will make your life easier. But now that we have those things and all those wonderful blessings to teach our children and to teach the next generation, not just our children, all cultures, all different races, all different backgrounds, all nationalities, that we're better together, we're stronger together, we can do things together, we can work together, and don't feel threatened or feel like you have to have a leg up because you're this or you're that, or because or to make life harder for one group just because you don't want them to get ahead, or it shouldn't even be about that. But it's, and we're, it's, things are getting better, it's a process, it's a part of it, and I'm grateful, ultimately. But it's just, I just don't want us to lose our way I don't want us to lose our way because we've come so far to just rest and say, okay, this is enough. We don't have to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, keep pushing, keep reaching. And so I say all that to say, that's why I want to be better for you, for my mom, my brother, for my goddaughter, and for your family too, and just for the next generation, but also to inspire, just to inspire in general. But y'all are my four, y'all are my four, and um, in your family, if I had to put a five, um, just because it's just like with my niece. Ultimately, it's bigger than just our generation. It goes on to the next one. So I'm just grateful for the fact that I can be honest with you and tell you how I feel, but also the fact that I know you would appreciate the fact of me explaining it rather than me just thinking about it and just, I know this is a area where you would, an area where you would be grateful to help, as you always are. But, I think that, yeah, it's one of those. It definitely hits close to home. So I'll tell you every day. And when I don't, I just know I have to get back on the horse, just like you said, just like you did, So, yeah. So I just wanted to mention that to you. I washed my hair today. You can't really see it too well in the darkness, but I had my scarf on earlier, but I washed it right before I went to my friend's event, and I used I washed with everything that I showed you before. I used a detangler, and I sprayed and then I combed through it, and I can still run my fingers through it. See, so it's really the detangler works very well. Um, I have to grease it. I didn't have time to grease it before I left, so it's kind of it made it kind of dry. But I'm hoping that I can maybe twist it a little bit tomorrow, and then get some of the grease I gave to my mom, and try to go ahead and get it greased up. But it feels better, and it's a little bit. If you see the glistening on my fingertips, I had some oil that I put on it, so but it doesn't look like it has much. But it's just very. It feels. I've already mentioned to you about the well water, so we've had that discussion. This is the first time I washed it with having the new filtration system. Uh, Having the filtration system on a different setting. Excuse me. So I have to see how it does, but it does feel a little bit better. But it's still, it would have done better had I put a little bit more what is it for one thing, I want to use the moisturizing lotion again some more, and then I had your oil too, and then there was one and the grease. So there's some things I think that'll help it out. But yeah, but it is very you know, it's my fingers pulling through it. And it's kind of long. I have a huge rim right here because of the band. All right. All right, Philippa. I love you, and I'm looking forward to talking to you more tomorrow and having the first day be a success. Be a success. All right, love. I love you. Thank you for listening. My heart is yours. My heart is full. My heart is grateful and happy and in love. I'm not gonna. It's still Sunday. Don't be naughty. All right, love. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, love. Sleep well. Bye, my queen.